discuss the first experiment of our chemistry lab, and in this class we will discuss what is the experiment and what is the theory behind it. So your first aim of the experiment is to prepare crystalline copper sulfate from copper carbonate, and this experiment is basically based on crystallization of copper sulfate, and in the theory we will discuss it in two parts. The first part is preparation of copper sulfate solution first and then crystallization of copper sulfate. So preparation of copper sulfate basically involves a very simple chemical reaction, and in this reaction you can see copper carbonate reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate, carbon dioxide gas and water. Because the reactants contains carbonate salt, which is copper carbonate, that is the reason why carbon dioxide gas is evolved in the reaction, and the copper sulfate goes into solution. This solution is blue in color, and after the solution forms, it is filtered to remove the suspended impurities if they are any. After the filtration, the copper sulfate is crystallized. But before going into the details of crystallization, we must know some of the terms like what is a saturated solution, what is unsaturated solution, what is supersaturated solution, what do you mean by crystallization, and why at all crystallization is important, what are crystals. Before going to that, let us first discuss what is a solution. You know, when a solute dissolves in a solvent, it forms a solution. That means the substance which is to be added is called a solute, and to which it is added is called a solvent, and after addition whatever it forms is called a solution. Now let us discuss what is a saturated solution. Now if you see any solution and it contains maximum number of solute that can be dissolved in a solution, then that type of solution is called a saturated solution. That means if you are adding salt to water continuously at a particular temperature, then a stage will reach. At that stage, the salt will not dissolve at all, but a little amount of salt will settle down at the bottom of the container. So that type of solutions are called saturated solutions. Then what is a non-saturated solution? A solution in which more and more quantity of solute can be added at a particular temperature is called an unsaturated solution. Then what is a supersaturated solution? Actually supersaturated solutions you can get only after you prepare a saturated solution. That means when you have a saturated solution only and you are heating it continuously, then the solvent will evaporate from the saturated solution. That means the amount of solvent will start decreasing, whereas the quantity of solute will remain constant. That means ultimately we will have more amount of solute in the saturated solution than needed in the saturated solution. So that type of solutions are called supersaturated solutions. So if this kind of a hot supersaturated solution is cooled down, then you can see crystals of that particular salt will separate out, and this process of recovering pure crystals from a solution is known as crystallizations. Then you must know what is a crystal. So what is a crystal? Crystals are nothing but the purest form of a substance. So these are basically a highly organized structure of atoms and molecules of any solid substance. So to get a pure substance of any solid substance, you must crystallize it. In the next class we will discuss what are the apparatus required for the experiment and what is the exact lab procedure of this experiment. Thank you. Dear students, today we will discuss what are the apparatus required for our first experiment, which is to prepare crystalline copper sulfate from copper carbonate. Here you can see the list of apparatus. First is Bunsen burner, then tripod stand, then wire gauge, then a glass beaker, a measuring cylinder, a glass funnel, a filter paper, a glass rod, glass dropper, a spatula, a porcelain basin, or you can call it a china dish, and the last one is water drop. Now let us see what are the detailed apparatus. You can see this is a Bunsen burner. This is a Bunsen burner which is used for heating purpose. This is a tripod stand. This tripod stand is generally placed over the Bunsen burner like this. This is a wire gauge. This wire gauge is again placed over the tripod stand like this for support of any glass container. This is a beaker which has a capacity of 250 ml. You can see in this beaker generally the solution of copper carbonate and dilute sulfuric acid is prepared. This is a measuring cylinder. This also is graduated and it has a capacity of, you can see, 100 ml. Now in this measuring cylinder generally dilute sulfuric acid is taken and that is transferred into the beaker. This is a funnel. This funnel is generally used for filtration of the solution. This is a filter paper. This filter paper is generally attached to the funnel for filtration. This filter paper is generally folded like this and again you fold it like this to make it a cone shape, and this filter paper is placed in the funnel, attached to the funnel like this, and then filtration is done. This is a glass rod which is used to stir the solution in the beaker. This is a glass dropper for taking any solution drop wise. This is a spatula. This spatula is used for taking copper carbonate solid. This is a china dish or porcelain basin in which final filtration of a supersaturated solution is done, and this china dish is placed inside the water trough which is filled up to 2/3 of its volume by water, and then china dish is placed inside it for cooling purpose, in which you finally get the crystals of copper sulfate. Now let us see what are the chemicals required for the reaction. So these are the reactants. First is cupric carbonate or copper carbonate. You can see the color of copper carbonate also. It is kind of green color solid. You can see. To this copper carbonate generally dilute sulfuric is added, dilute sulfuric acid. So these are the basic two reactants, chemical reagents required. In the next class we will discuss the detailed procedure of the experiment. Thank you. Good morning students. In this class we will discuss the exact procedure of how to prepare copper sulfate and its crystallization. So first you have to measure nearly 50 ml of dilute sulfuric acid in this measuring cylinder and then transfer it into the beaker like this. Then we have to add copper carbonate salt to it pinch by pinch with stirring. So you can see bubbles coming out. These are actually carbon dioxide gases which are evolved in this process. You have to add the copper carbonate salt to it until a saturated solution is prepared. That means you have to check whether a little salt is left behind in the beaker which will not dissolve further. So this is a saturated solution. You can see little amount of salt is left behind at the bottom like this, and it will not dissolve. Then you have to heat this beaker to drive out the carbon dioxide gas. So you have to boil it for 2 to 3 minutes with constant stirring. If you will not stir, then bumping of solution may occur. So you have to stir it constantly so that all the carbon dioxide gases which are evolved in the reaction will be driven out. Then you have to cool the solution, and then you must filter the solution so that if any foreign impurities are there, they will remain in the filter paper and the clear filtrate will be deposited inside this china dish or porcelain basin like this. After some time you will see all the solutions will be filtered, and then you have to add 2 to 3 drops of dilute sulfuric acid to this clear filtrate to check the hydrolysis of the salt. That means if you are not adding this acid, the copper may be converted into copper hydroxide instead of copper sulfate. So to check the hydrolysis, you have to add 2 to 3 drops of dilute sulfuric acid, and then you have to again heat it to boil like this with constant stirring. With constant stirring you have to heat it. That means you have to concentrate the filtrate inside the basin by evaporation through heating, and you have to heat it until the crystallization point is reached. That means each time you are stirring it, you have to take the glass rod out and blow it by mouth like this and check if there is any solid forming on the glass rod or not. See here, you can't see any kind of solid forming. There is no solid formation on the glass rod. So we have to stir it continuously again. Then you have to again cool it by blowing air from mouth, and here you can see, now see, the glass rod is now opaque. That means a solid has been deposited on the glass rod. So now you can say the solution has been reached its crystallization point. Now you have to cool the solution. That means you take it out from the boiling and place it inside the water bath like this without disturbing it. So now this hot supersaturated solution will be cooled down immediately inside the water trough, and after nearly 24 hours you can see crystals of copper sulfate like this. So these are triclinic crystals of copper sulfate which will develop inside the solution after 24 hours, and the clear solution is called mother liquor. You can decant the mother liquor from the porcelain basin. Or you can filter it also. And then you can dry the crystals like this by pressing gently between two filter papers. So now you can see crystals of copper sulfate. These are pure crystals of copper sulfate which are triclinic in shape. With this, your fast experiment is over.